Hey, good morning. Welcome to Power Yoga. My name is Nikki, and we got about 30 seconds left and just kind of getting the right angle there. So happy Wednesday. I didn't do a specific playlist for today's class, but I was really feeling I have a playlist on my Spotify called Prince Hot Power. And it's all Prince music, so feel free to listen to that one or any other playlist on there or one of your own for class today. Just something with a little oomph to it. We are going to get started today in a nice child's pose. So this is a power yoga class. Feel free to take it at any level, but you may need to take some modifications or variations if it gets a little challenging for you. But feel free to give it a try. Try something a little bit different. Maybe you'll surprise yourself and do something you've never done before. We're going to start in our child's pose. So big toes touching or close to touching, knees and close, or you can take them a little wide. Sit your hips back towards your heels, reach your fingers forward, and let your forehead rest on the ground. And if this is not comfortable this morning, that's okay. Your body might still be waking up. Maybe bend your elbows, put one hand on top of the other to rest your forehead, or even take a block and put it under your forehead. It's whatever feels good this morning. Sometimes when we first wake up, our body isn't fully stretched out, fully moving, and it's a little bit stiff, so you need to take a little modification to a pose. We're going to stay here for about 3 rounds of breath, nice and slow. Just really focus on, as you inhale, filling your belly with that breath, feeling your lower back expand, feeling your chest expand with that inhale, nice and deep. And as you exhale, imagine releasing any tension and tightness that you're feeling with that breath, letting your muscles and your body start to soften a little bit. We have one more full round of breath. And actually, let's take about 2 more breaths here. And if you'd like to set an intention for your class or for your day, now is a really great time for that. And sometimes I like to set an intention, just something, to be a little kinder to myself, to slow down and take time, something like that. On your next inhale, let's rise up into tabletop position. Bring your wrists under your shoulders, your knees under your hips, spine is long. We're going to take a full breath here, just getting set up, pressing into the tops of the feet, into the knuckles, lengthening through the crown of the head. And on your next inhale, let your belly drop into cow pose. Head and hips tilt up. As you exhale, press down into the earth, arch your back up into cat. So take about 3 more rounds of breath here, starting to warm up the spine. Maybe sit the hips back. Maybe sway them side to side, or if you like barrel rolls with your chest, go ahead and take those here. We've got about 1 more round of breath here. Bring stillness into your tabletop and take another full breath here. Root down into your left hand. Reach your right fingers up and out. We're going to flow threading the needle. So as you exhale, slide that arm underneath. Inhale, rise back up, sweep the right arm up. We're going to take 2 more like that. Exhale to sweep it down. Inhale to rise up and reach. 1 more breath. And come on up. Exhale, come back into that tabletop position. Root down into the right hand. Left finger sweep up and out. And slide that arm underneath. Inhale, come back up and reach. Exhale, slide. 1 more time. Inhale, up and reach. Exhale, slide it under. Inhale up. come back into that tabletop position. Reset your position here. You're going to root down into the left hand, right leg, and reach your right arm and left leg out. So your toe can stay down, or feel free to float that leg about hip height. And then come back into tabletop. And we're going to do that a couple more times. Switch sides, left arm, right leg. And come back. One more time each side. Your gaze is down towards the ground so your spine stays long. Neck to your tailbone. And one more time here. And we're going to add a little core work into it. Get that core nice and warm. Inhale, right arm, left leg, reach out. Exhale, knee to elbow, curl your back into that cat. Inhale to lengthen out. Exhale to tabletop. Switch sides. Inhale to reach. Knee to elbow, curl the back in. Inhale to reach. Come back into tabletop. One more time each side. So really think about where your arm and leg are. It's very easy to reach them up a little bit higher, but you want to keep a nice long line. And come back. One more time, reach it straight out, knee to elbow. Lengthen it out, back into tabletop. We're going to come into down dog. So everyone's down dog is a little bit different. If you need to walk your hands forward a bit, go ahead and take that here. Just going to move my blocks up a bit. Root down into your knuckles, tuck your toes, hips come up and then back. Find you that nice position. Start to get some movement in the legs. Maybe pedal it out. Maybe, sometimes I like to come up to the balls of my feet. Bring my knees down, stretch out my feet. Come on up, and then reach my heels towards the ground. 2 more breaths here. And really think about pressing your chest a little closer towards your thighs. Knees can be a little soft. Heels are reaching for the ground. They don't have to touch though. Root down into your knuckles, relax your neck and your jaw. On your next inhale, glance to the top of your mat. Then step your feet forward towards your hands, a little bit wider than your hips. Soften your knees, bring your chest closer to your thighs. Let your head and neck relax and maybe grab elbows. Maybe sway side to side. Or shift your weight forward and back. One more full breath here, just letting your head be super heavy. And you're going to root down through your feet and roll up nice and slow. Just stack one vertebra on top of the other. Head is the last thing to rise up. Open up your chest a little bit here. Shrug the shoulders back a few times. Yesterday I taught, every Tuesday I teach Sunrise Yoga on the Gateway Arch Park Foundation website. It is a free class brought to you by Gateway Arch Park Foundation and Yoga Buzz. And yesterday we did a lot of heart openers. We're going to add some into our practice today. So bring your heels under your hips and we're just going to get set up in mountain pose. Shoulders shrug back. Long spine, maybe engage those lower abs to bring the tailbone in line. Take a big breath in through your nose. Let it all out. Relax the shoulders. Take a big breath in and reach up to the sky. Exhale to bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, reach up. Soften your knees and hinge forward. Nice flat back. Inhale, root down through the feet, rise up. Maybe take a little back bend here. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. And let's do that one more time. Reach up to the sky. Soften your knees, hinge forward. Root down through the feet, rise up. Maybe take that little back bend and bring your hands down to your heart. And reach up to the sky. Fold it forward and let's add a little more movement. Step your right foot back behind you, coming into a nice lunge, lifting the heart. Step back to down dog. Shift forward into plank, and that can be toes or knees, and we're going to pause here for 2 breaths. Just finding that shape, rooting down into the knuckles, lengthening again through the spine. And then hug the elbows and lower down all the way to your belly. Shrug your shoulders back, untuck your toes. We have 3 cobras, so we're going to start nice and small. Lift just your collarbone, lengthen through the crown of the head, press your legs into the mat and lower. A little bit higher this time. Shrug the shoulders back, lifting the chest, hugging the elbows, pressing into tops of the feet, and lower. And one more time, shrug it back, lifting the rib cage, pressing into the thighs and the tops of the toes. Tuck the toes, press back down dog. Right foot steps forward into a lunge, lifting up the heart. Left foot steps up to meet it. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale to reach up. And fold forward. Left foot steps back into that lunge, lifting the heart. Right foot steps back to down dog. Shift forward again into your plank and lower to your belly. Shrug the shoulders back, lift the rib cage, press into the tops of the legs, cobra. Exhale to lower. Good, this time press into the tops of the legs, lift your hands and your heart. And lower. Shrug the shoulders back, lift your heart. Maybe lift those hands in, maybe come a little higher. Lower the hands, tuck the toes, press back to down dog. Left foot steps forward, coming into that lunge. Right foot steps up to meet it. Inhale to rise all the way up. Maybe take that little back bend. And hands to heart. Let's add a little more movement. Reach it high. Soften the knees and fold. Right foot steps back into your lunge. Plant your right hand, left hand reaches up for a twist. So from here, we're going to be here 2 breaths. Stack your shoulders, maybe lower your knee. Maybe take your arm and wrap it around your lower back, opening up your shoulder and chest a little more. We have 1 more full breath. Excuse me. Reach your hand back up to the sky. Frame your foot, step back to down dog. Shift into your plank, toes or knees, lower your belly down. Shrug your shoulders back and lift your heart. Press back to down dog. Right foot steps forward, lifting your heart into that lunge. Left foot steps up to meet it. Rise up, take a little back bend. Hands to heart. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Left foot steps back to lunge. Plant your hand. Right fingers reach up. Take a couple breaths in your twist here. Guys, my hair's getting so long. I'm so excited. Paul Mitchell is finally going to be open on the 15th, and I'm getting my hair trimmed and colored. It'll be awesome. Frame your foot, step back to down dog. Shift into plank. Lower to your belly. Shrug your shoulders back and lift your heart. Press back to down dog. Left foot steps forward, lifting your heart. Right foot steps up to meet it. Inhale, rise up, take that little back bend. And hands to heart. Adding on, reach for the sky. Fold it forward. Right foot steps back into that lunge. Rise up into a lunge. Good. Exhale, sweep the fingers down and back. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, take a little back bend, maybe bend the elbows, opening up the chest. Come on back to center, fold forward, plant your hands, step back to down dog. Shift into your plank, lower down, take your arms by your side. We're gonna come into half or full locust. So inhale, shrug the shoulders back, lift your heart, maybe lift the legs as well. Lower down, hands come under your shoulders, tuck your toes, press back to down dog. Right foot steps forward into your lunge. Left foot steps up to meet it. Rise up, take that back bend. Hands to heart. Inhale to reach. Exhale to fold. Left foot steps back, rising into your lunge. Sweep the fingers down and back. Inhale to rise up. Take that little back bend. Come on back up to center, fold forward, plant your hands, step back to down dog. Shift forward into plank and lower to belly. Arms by your side, taking half or full locust. Exhale to lower, slide the hands under the shoulders, press back to down dog. Left foot steps forward, lifting the heart. Right foot steps up to meet it. Inhale to rise, taking that little back bend. Hands to heart. Let's add on and putting some balance work in there. Reach for the sky and fold. And right foot steps back, rising into your lunge. Sweep the fingers down and back. Inhale, rise up and float the right leg. Good. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale to reach up. Take a twist to the right side, either bending the elbows or opening up the arms, twisting from the wrist. Come on back to center. Hands to heart and step that right foot back. Fold forward, plant your hands, step back to down dog. Shift forward into your plank and lower to your belly. Take half or full locust here. And lower down, hands under your shoulders, back to down dog. Right foot steps forward into your lunge. Rise up, turn in your left heel, open up warrior two. Good, so inhale, reach up for the sky. Exhale, bend your elbows into those cactus arms as you bend your front knee. Opening up that chest, shoulders stay over hips. Inhale to reach up. Open back up into warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down to frame your right foot. Step your left foot up to meet right. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale to reach. And fold it forward. Left foot steps back, rising up into your lunge. Sweep the fingers down and back. Root down into that foot, rise up, float the left leg, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale to reach up. Twist from the right waist, either bending the elbows or arms come long, and come back up to center. Exhale, hands to heart, step that foot back into your lunge. Fold forward, plant your hands, step back to down dog. Shifting into your plank. Remember, you can always lower your knees if you're needing some support here. Arms by your side, half or full locust. Exhale to lower. Hands come under your shoulders, tuck your toes, press back to down dog. Left foot steps forward. Rise up into your lunge, turn in the right heel. Warrior two, inhale to reach for the sky. Bend the left knee, bend the elbows into cactus arms, opening up the chest, and rise up. Open back up, warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down to frame your foot. Right foot steps up to meet left. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Good, we're gonna add a little bit more. Inhale to reach. Exhale to fold. Right foot steps back to lunge and rise up. Sweep the fingers down and back. Weight into the left leg as you rise up and float the right, and maybe you have to touch it down, that's okay. Hands to heart. Inhale, reach up, spine stays long, twisting to the right. Come on back up to center. Hands to heart, step that right foot back to lunge. Fold forward, plant your hands, step back to down dog. Shifting into plank, lower to your belly. Inhale to locust or half locust. Exhale to lower, hands under your shoulders, press back down dog. Right foot steps forward into that lunge, turn in the left heel. Rise up, warrior two. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart, turn in the left heel, and then come into goddess pose. So chest is open here. Hips and shoulders are nice and square. Elbows come towards the back of the rib cage. Inhale to reach up, maybe lift your heels as well. Exhale, bend the knees and bend the elbows. Inhale to reach up. Turn your Left toes forward again. Come into warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down to frame your right foot. Left foot steps up to meet right. Inhale to rise. Maybe take that little back bend. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale to reach. And fold. Left foot steps back. Rise up into your lunge. Sweep the fingers down and back. Root down into that right leg. Rise up and float the left knee. And maybe wobble like me, hands to heart. Inhale to reach up, twist it to the left. Remember that twist comes from the waist. And back up. Hands to heart, step the left foot back into lunge. Fold forward, plant your hands, step back to down dog. Shift into your plank, toes or knees. Hug the elbows to lower down. Arms by your side and locust or half locust. Lower down, hands under shoulders, down dog. Left foot steps forward. Rising up into your lunge, turn in the right heel, warrior two. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, hands to heart, turn in the left or right heel and come into goddess pose. Inhale to reach up, maybe lift the heels. One more time back into goddess. Inhale to reach up. Open up warrior two, turning the right toes to the front. Cartwheel your hands down to frame your left foot. Step back, or right foot steps up to meet left. Rise up. Hands to heart. One more time each side. Inhale to reach. Exhale to fold. Right foot steps back. Rise up into your lunge. Sweep the fingers down and back. Rise up, float the right knee. Hands come down to heart. Inhale to reach up. Twist it from the waist to the right side. Come on back to center. Hands to heart, right foot steps back to lunge. Fold forward, plant your hands, step back to down dog. Shift into plank and hug the elbows, lower down to belly. Half or full locust. Lower down, press back to down dog. Right foot steps forward, turn in the left heel. Open up warrior two. Inhale, rise up, lengthen that leg. Turn in the left heel, come into goddess pose. Inhale to reach up, turn the left toes forward. Open up warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down to frame your right foot. Left foot steps up to meet right. Rise up. It just wouldn't be class if I got my left and right to correct all the time. And now I'm tongue-tied. Inhale to reach up. Fold it forward. Left foot steps back. Rise up into your lunge. Sweep the fingers down and back. Rise up and float the left knee. Exhale, hands to heart, rooting down into the right foot. Inhale, reach up. Take that twist to the left side from your waist. Come on back to center. Hands to heart, step your left foot back. Fold forward, plant your hands, step back to down dog. Shift into your plank. Hug the elbows to lower down. Arms by your side for half or full locust. Exhale to lower, hands come under your shoulders, press back to down dog. Left foot steps forward into your lunge. Rise up, turning in the right heel. Inhale, rise up, hands to heart, turn in the right heel, come into goddess pose. Inhale to reach up, right toes to the front, warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down to frame the left foot, right foot steps up to meet left. Inhale to rise up, take that little back bend, hands to heart. Woo! We're gonna do a little more heart opening work before we do a couple balances. So we're gonna come down into tabletop position. And you're gonna bring your hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips, just like we did at the beginning. You're gonna reach right arm and left leg out. Bend that left knee, reach back with your right hand. See if you can grab your foot or your ankle. You're gonna push your hand into your foot and your foot into your hand. creating a nice little back bend here. Nice U shape. Take one more big breath. On your exhale, gently release, lengthen out, come back into tabletop. And opposite side, reach it out, bend that knee, reach back, push your hand into your foot into your hand. One more full breath here. Gently release, come back into tabletop position. Nice job. You're going to tuck your toes, press your hips up and back. Step or hop your feet forward and gently roll up. Let's take a big breath in. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Fantastic. So we're going to start with just a nice twist here. Root down into all four corners of that right foot. Float the left knee. Couple options here. Working on the hamstrings a bit. So you can either take your right hand light to the left thigh. You can maybe grab your big toe, but you want your chest to be up. So if you're down here, your balance is going to be off. If this is not happening for you today, that's okay. You can just take your hand light to your thigh. Right arm or left arm is going to reach back, gaze is going to follow. So you might be here, you might be here. Maybe that twist is not happening at all today, and that's okay. Some days our balance is rock solid, other days it's a wonder we can even stand up. So it might be a bad balance day for you, and that's all right. You just keep focusing and breathing. Step out of it if you need to. On your next inhale, you're going to come back to center. If you have your big toe, release it. Set that foot down, give them a shake out. And let's switch sides. Root down into all four corners of that left foot. Float the right knee, hips are square, foot stays flexed. And again, hand can come light to the thigh. You're not holding it, you're not pulling it. It's just resting lightly. Or maybe you can grab that big toe, maybe even straighten that leg out. Right arm reaches back, gaze follows. Find something to focus on and breathe. Nice deep breaths. Consciously relax your jaw, your tongue, and your shoulders. We're going to take 2 more breaths. If you need to step out, please feel free to. Soften your standing knee so it doesn't lock up on you. And on your next exhale, you're going to come gently to the front. Release your big toe if you have it. Set that foot down. Give them a little shake out. So our next standing balance is dancer pose, which can be intense. If you need to, please feel free to grab a wall, chair, or table if you need a little bit of balance assistance today. So very easy to take your hand right here to wall, a chair, whatever you need, just to help you out so you can focus a little bit more on your alignment and your form and not worry as much about trying to stay steady and not fall over. Sometimes that is a big worry for me. So start by rooting down into all four corners of that right foot. Do a little kickstand with that left foot. Left arm comes out like a tray. You're going to grab the inside or outside of your foot. So a lot of times you'll see people holding the inside of the foot. For me, because I have a long torso, that doesn't work because my knee comes out too much. And you want your knee and your hip to be in line with each other to help you with that balance. So feel free to grab the outside of the foot or the knee if that works better for you. Right arm reaches up to the sky. Flex the right foot and then start to press your foot into your hand and your hand into your foot. Imagine creating a U shape with your back. There's that back bend. So and a lot of times you'll see people leaning forward. That's going to come naturally with that U shape, with that back bend. So you're here, and as that leg starts to lift, that's when you'll start to come forward. And you may not come forward at all, and that's okay. Today, this could be your dancer pose. And this is dancer, and that's a great place to be. So you have to learn to work with where you're at today in your body. Some days your body does not want to do what you want it to do. And some days it really listens to you and you're like, all right, this is awesome. So just work with where you're at today. And on your next inhale, you're going to gently come back, releasing that foot, set it down, give the legs a shake out, excuse me, and try the other leg. So last night, I think it was my last night with the windows open before all the humidity. And of course I breathe in all that pollen, but I can't help myself. I love the fresh air. Go ahead, root down into that left foot, right arm comes out. Grab the inside or the outside of that foot, left arm reaches up. So from here, start to push your hand into your foot and your foot into your hand, making that U shape with that body. And once you've reached the point where you can't make that shape anymore without leaning forward, that's when your body can start to tilt forward. Focus and breathe, and remember, you can always step out of this if that's what you're needing. Soften your standing knee so it doesn't lock up on you. Relax your tongue, relax your jaw, relax your shoulders, and your collarbone. You're going to take one more full breath wherever you're at. Gently come on back up, release your legs, set it down, shake them out. Take a big breath in. Exhale, hands to heart. We have a minute of core. Guys, did you notice we did not do chair today? So next week it's going to be lots of chair. I know you guys are excited for that. For our core work today, we're going to come down onto our back. And we're going to take a block. If you don't have a block, you can, so the option without a block, I'll show you. So we're going to do dead bugs with a block. You're going to take it between your right thigh, knee is bent, and your right tricep. Left arm and left leg are long, and you're going to bring your fingers towards your shins and then lower down. If you do not have a block, that's okay. So you're going to do opposite arm reaches as leg. So right knee is bent, left arm comes forward, and then switch. And the minute has started now. If you're doing one leg with that block, I'll tell you 30 seconds in. Exhale as you come up, inhale to lower. You guys are doing awesome. Keep breathing here. If you're doing one side with that block, you've got about 6 seconds before we switch it over. I'm going to go 3, 2, 1. Switch that block to the other side. And we've got 30 more seconds. Exhale to come up, inhale to lower. So we do core work. A lot of our moves involve the core. In Power, I like to add a little extra core work. Core helps you just generally in your everyday life to function better and to move better, a strong core. It also helps if you're working on inversions and arm balances and our standing balances. And release the block. Bring your knees towards your belly, leaving your lower back on the ground, and maybe rock side to side or draw some little circles with your knees. We're going to take about one more round of breath here. And then you're going to rock and roll long on your spine a few times, coming up to seated. And you can either roll all the way through to down dog or swing your legs around, however you want to get there. I'm going to come into that nice down dog. So right leg lifts. Bend your knee, open up your hips, so keep your shoulders square to the front. Bring your right knee towards your wrist. Let your shins settle. You're going to lower that left knee and then lengthen that leg out. And if you need to, please feel free to put a block underneath there or come into a nice reclined pigeon if that feels better. Take a pause. Shoulders and hips are square to the front of your mat. Lengthen up through the spine and keep it long as you come down. So maybe you come down to elbows and put a nice block here. to keep your neck long. Maybe you can come all the way down, reaching your forehead towards the ground, fingers forward. It's whatever feels good. You just want to keep that spine long. And that includes the neck, all the way to the tailbone. And guys, I have some really awesome, exciting news. I'm doing a 4-week series in conjunction with Yoga Buzz and Big River Running. And it will be Saturdays, starting this Saturday, 8:30 to 9:30. And you can look on my page, the event Sarah, I'm a co-host. Also, you can sign up through the event, and it is free, but you have to sign up because we're doing it through Zoom. And you'll get an email a half an hour before class with the Zoom meeting. Feel free to donate to Yoga Buzz, my favorite nonprofit, an amazing organization that does beautiful things to bring the yoga to everyone into the community. So let's take our hands under our shoulders, tuck your back toe, press back to down dog. Take a few breaths to pedal it out here. And then bring some stillness into your dog. Left leg lifts, bend the knee, open up the hips, but keep the shoulders square. Bring your knee towards your wrist. Let that right knee settle. Lengthen that leg out, and again, grab a block if you need some support, or take a nice reclined pigeon if you're needing that. Lengthen up through the spine, and you can stay here or bring it down as I continue to talk about this really awesome, exciting opportunity. So each class is going to be different. This Saturday, it's going to be a flow with stretches for pre-run stretch to unlock the hip flexors, the hamstrings, opening up the chest and the shoulders to breathe better. The week after that will be post-run stretches. The week after that will be a deep stretch class that you can do maybe the day before run or just in general. And the last week will be post-run stretch to do maybe the day after a run or just in general. And you don't have to be a runner to do it. It is great. Great flows and stretches just for everyday life to help your body lengthen and strengthen and be flexible. Let's bring hands under the shoulders, tuck that back toe, press back to down dog, pedal it out, move the hips side to side, whatever feels good here. And then as you exhale, you're going to lift up to your toes, lower your knees, swing your legs around in front. So I'm super excited about that, guys. If you can join me, please do. I love yoga for athletes and doing specifically for specific sports. So I'm super excited about this. Let's take that right leg long, left foot inside. Take the shoulders square to the front. Reach up to the ceiling and gently hinge forward. Again, keeping the spine long, hands can come to the ground or to your leg as we have some kitties join us today. This is probably the last bit of open air, the open windows they'll have for a while. It's just going to be too humid. We know what St. Louis is like in the summer. Come on back up. We're going to take fallen stargazer. I forgot the name of it for a minute. So you're going to sweep the left arm back behind you. Right arm comes up. Lift your hips. Press into that left hand. Really press your hips up to the sky. Reach the right arm back, opening up the front of the body, and then gently lower your hips back down, and let's switch sides. Take that left leg long, right foot comes inside of it. Turn your shoulders square to the front, reach up to the sky, hinge forward, and feel free to bend the knee a little bit if you need that. So my right hamstring is not feeling super awesome. My left hamstring's like, yeah, we're flexible, we can do this. My right hamstring's like, no way, lady. So I soften my knee and I make sure I don't hinge forward as much. So I get a nice stretch, but nothing sharp or painful here. And let's gently come up and take that stargazer, taking the right arm back. Left arm reaches up, push into that right hand, lifting the hips up, reaching back, take a full breath. Gently lower the hips down. And then bring that leg forward. You want to make sure you're midway on your mat and have a block or or a rolled up blanket or a pillow by your side. Hips come center and gently roll down onto your back. Arms by your side. Lift your hips, take that block, put it underneath the hips. Bring it down, lift your shoulders, shrug them back and settle in. So stay here, supported bridge. Maybe legs come up to the sky, or maybe you want to take them long in front of you, opening up the hips, the knees and the toes. And we're going to take about 3 rounds of breath here. And just as you're laying here, think about how, oops. Sorry about that, my little headset came out when I was messing with my hair. Think about how that block feels. Gently pressing on your lower back, maybe releasing a little tension. Think about how any part of your body that is gently resting on the mat feels. Gently pressing down into the earth. And let's take one more round of breath. If they're not there already, bend your knees and place your feet back on the mat. Lift your hips, slide that block out, set it to the side. Take your right leg, cross it over your left. Take your arms out by your side and let your legs fall over to the left side. And feel free to grab a prop and maybe put it underneath your legs if you're needing some extra support here. Maybe glance over the right shoulder if that feels good as well, and just take a few breaths. Guys, also I've talked about, and I'm super excited about St. Louis Yoga Week, which is June 14th through the 21st coming up. Please follow them on all the socials and check out their website. You can be an ambassador. You don't have to be a yoga instructor or a regular yogi for that. It's just a beautiful way to reconnect our yoga community, especially in times of physical distancing and social unrest as we're having today. It's a wonderful way to connect. Let's come on back up through center. Unwrap the legs and switch sides, letting the legs fall over to the right side, maybe glancing over the left shoulder. There's going to be lots of virtual events. I'm going to put it on the calendar. I will be doing a special workshop on helping with stress and anxiety with natural remedies such as herbal remedies and vitamins and minerals and things like that. If you are interested, I'll be posting about that as well. On your next inhale, come back up to center. Unwrap the legs, bring your knees towards your belly, give them a hug. And we're going to find our way into that final resting pose. That may be legs, long arms by your side. That might be taking bound angle or butterfly, maybe taking blocks under the thighs. Maybe you want to have a seat, or there's another position that you like as well. I do advise before you fully settle in to turn off the video so it doesn't switch over to something else when you're in the middle of your rest. And it is okay in your Shavasana if thoughts pop into your head. It's very hard to turn off your brain, especially with a lot of things going on in the world today. So it's okay if you can't shut off your brain. It is okay if thoughts pop into your head. Just acknowledge them, let them float away, just like clouds in the sky. Bring your focus back into your breath, really thinking about how the inhale and the exhale feel. Think about softening your muscles. Think about your body, and bring your mind to the present so you can rest and relax here. Friends, I'm going to leave you here to rest, relax, and refresh. I'll be back on Friday morning, 7 a.m. for Build, Balance, and Flow. I will have a playlist for that. And I'll be on about noon today with a quick little Wellness Wednesday live. So from my heart to yours, I hope to see you guys soon. Peace, love, good health.